Hello and welcome to another manga spotlight. This is Taimashi and Akuma-chan, and this is different than the previous stuff that I've done. This isn't a action horror. This is not an isekai. Um, this is a wholesome, sweet series, and when I say sweet, I mean this is diabetically inducing sugary sweetness of a series. It's a slice of life series with some supernatural elements, just in the fact that one of the main characters obviously is a demon. Anyone who's familiar with Yotsuba would kind of get the gist of what's going on here. So basically, because this is a slice of life series, I am not going to do what I usually do and show the overarching story and characters and all that stuff of the series. Instead, I'm just going to show all of chapter 1 and just kind of discuss that. And the reason for that is because there is no overarching story in a sense. I mean, there is in the sense that something that happened previously will get brought up. Like in one chapter, he gives her a key to his house so that she can come in anytime when she wants. And that plays a part later on. But you can kind of read each chapter almost like a standalone. Again, kind of like Yotsuba, where every chapter is like, a little adventure that Yotsuba goes on. This is kind of not really an adventure, but this is just kind of like a moment between this exorcist and this demon. So because of that, I am just going to show off chapter 1 just so you guys get a gist of how this is. And if you guys are interested in this first chapter, then you're easily going to like everything else. The chapters are very short. You can literally read one chapter in a couple minutes, not even. So let's just jump right into it. So, chapter 1, Demon Chan on Christmas Eve. So, the English translation for this is The Exorcist and Demon Chan. And basically, it's about an exorcist and a demon that befriend each other. We start off with Akuma-chan. Later on, she gets the name Lily. So, we start off with her on a Christmas Eve night. And she is enjoying a family that's having a Christmas dinner when an exorcist shows up. And he's easily able to spot that she's a demon. He's able to tell because of the fact that right here, you can actually see her footprints, and her footprints are not human footprints. I thought that's a nice little touch. But he flicks the hood off, revealing her horns, and she freaks out, and she's like, how did you know that I'm a demon? And that's when he kind of opens up his coat a little bit and reveals exorcist weapons and says, I'm an exorcist. And of course she freaks out, and she starts basically crying and saying, like, please don't kill me. Like, I promise not to come back here to the human village. And he kind of forcefully drags her into his house, where he dries her up, gives her clean clothes, gives her a feast for her to enjoy. And, fluster. So she's kind of flustered. She's kind of scared. She's like, you're not going to kill me, are you? He's like, why would I kill you? Like, she says, well, like, I'm a demon. Well, have you done anything bad? I'm still young, so not yet. Well, then it's fine. Like, as long as if you don't do anything that requires me to kill you, then there's no reason for me to kill you. Like, just don't do anything evil, and I won't have to smite you. So they have a little meal together. Right before she leaves, he gives her a present. He gives her a stuffed teddy bear. And he says, I used to use this bear to decorate my doorway, but you can have it as a present. And she's like, like a present for me? He's like, yep, all right, so don't do anything bad from now on, too, okay? If you're a good girl for a whole year, I won't mind celebrating Christmas with you again. And that's why I'm not going to kill you, got it? So she's like, okay. And then she goes back to the demon world, and, she's like one whole year. And basically, it doesn't take a whole year. She literally comes like the next day or something, and their friendship kind of kicks off from there. But that's the end of that chapter. And then at the end of every chapter, we usually get like a little bonus episode. And I thought this was very sweet. So she's basically like, he's a human, but he didn't throw any rocks at me. He's an exorcist, but he didn't attack me with his sword. And then she kind of looks at the present. She's like, my first present. And then she hugs it, and I'm like, oh, man. Oh, hit me right in the feels. So, yeah, this is the very first chapter. As I told you, very quick. I literally showed you every single page on this chapter, including the bonus. So let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pages for a chapter, and then 2 bonus pages. A little backstory. This actually started as a web comic. The author slash writer, the mangaka for this, started posting chapters on, I think it was Pixvy. Is that the website? Think of it almost kind of like DeviantArt, and it's usually used to show artwork or original content. So, anyways, the mangaka started posting some of these, and I guess it got interested enough that a actual manga magazine requested, hey, like, we would be interested in publishing this work, and this is the official copy. On the site that I'm going to give you, Manga Dex, you can read the original version if you want. The original version is basically the same. The only difference is that the magazine version, this version right here, has better quality artwork, but even the quality artwork is pretty much the same. But yeah, so we basically just get this freaking adorable friendship growing between the two. I will say that there's kind of hints, not really. There's some speculation that this could go the Usagi drop route. Anyone who's not familiar with that, basically Usagi drop started off as a series where a grown man and a little girl basically befriend each other, and the grown man kind of raises the little girl. The little girl is like his grandfather's adopted daughter or granddaughter or something. I don't remember. But basically, this guy raises this little girl, and there's like a 20-year difference, and it's completely platonic. But then there's a time skip when they grow up. When the little girl grows up and becomes, she like graduates from high school, whatever. And then it turns out that she's in love with her father figure, and they actually do end up getting married. So there's some speculation this could go in that route. And the reason for that speculation is because as you read the chapters, it's obvious that she grows a little crush on the Exorcist. It's like a schoolgirl crush. She grows this crush on the Exorcist. And the Exorcist is obviously aware of the crush, and he uses it to tease her in a playful way. So like he'll hug her just to see her blush, kind of stuff. So it's like stuff like that. It's not really anything romantic on his end. Like, she gets jealous when he hangs out with other women, that kind of stuff. It's all played for laughs and just kind of like wholesomeness. But I'm just saying this now in case anyone is like weirded out by that. But again, like, I'm like, I don't know, 20 something chapters in, and there's no romanticness between the two. But I'm, again, just mentioning that just in case anyone is like weirded out by that. But I would say it's just basically stuff like he's basically her only friend. And it's kind of sad because it shows, like, he asks her, like, what do you do in the demon world? And then it just shows her basically stacking rocks on top of each other, and that's all she does all day. Or there's a scene where she, as a present, she gives him a 4-leaf clover, and we see her in the fields looking for it in the morning, and basically it cuts to like night, and she's still out there looking. Like, that's pretty much her whole day. Her whole day is kind of boring and sad and lonely, but she doesn't really, like, to her it's just normal. But us as readers, like, we're kind of like, wow, that's kind of a sad life. Like, you basically you want to protect her. That whole, like, we must protect the lolly. That's kind of what the feeling you get reading this. Like, you just want to just like make sure that everything's okay for her, because she's just freaking adorable. And we just get these just little moments between the two. Like, we have a moment where she's never had candy before, so he takes her to a candy store. Obviously, he takes her to one in the skies, but that's a chapter. We have one where basically it's New Year's Eve, and she's seen fireworks once in the human world, but from far away, and she's never been like close up to see them. So he takes her, to this tower that's kind of near where this festival is, so she can see fireworks up close. And that's the whole chapter. So we just get chapters like this of just like adorableness between the two. And one of his Exorcist buddies, basically his protege, she ends up finding out, and she kind of gets involved in their little adventures. And again, it's all very like lighthearted and sweet. and cutesy and stuff like that. Yeah, the series is freaking adorable as hell. It's basically like almost like a supernatural version of Yotsuba. I highly recommend it. It's like if you guys are feeling depressed or sad, or you just need to pick me up, or you just want something to just gush over, this is it right here. I highly recommend this. I highly also recommend Yotsuba. Like Yotsuba is my favorite manga ever. Like that thing is freaking adorable as hell, and I've used it a lot to kind of like help me when I'm not in a good place mentally. But this reminds me a lot of that in a way. But yeah, I highly recommend reading it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.